Hi guys, Brock here. I just wanted to go through this percentiles section really quickly because I want to make sure we don't gloss over it, as it is quite important for your quiz and for your test later on in the unit. If you're given a set of data, in this case, let's say these five numbers here, they could be anything at all. They could be grades on a test at a 10. They could be amount of phone calls to a local service company. They could be anything. And you were asked to find the percentile that 9 was in. So this number right here, what percentile is 9 in? The first thing we want to do is make sure they're in order, which they are, and then decide where 9 falls in the list. So what that means is if we count from left to right, 1, 2, 3, 4, it falls at the 4th position in the list. And this will be important here in a second. So the formula for percentile, percentile isn't isolated because it's nicer to say it this way, is the place in the list equals the percentile, which is what we want to know, times the number of entries plus 1. Now this plus 1 is a little bit arbitrary. We're not going to get into where that comes from. But like we just said, we know that it's the 4th number in the list, so its place in the list is equal to P, the percentile in this case, times the number of entries, so all that's referencing is the total number in the set of data, which in this case is 5, plus 1. So 5 plus 1 is 6. So 4 equals 6 times P whenever we don't have a symbol between them. We assume it's multiplication. Now we divide both sides by 6 to get P by itself because inverse operations, right? So P equals 0.67. This decimal's been rounded up. Normally that would be a repeating decimal because 2/3 is 0.666666 on forever. So to get the percentile, since this is a decimal, we need to multiply by 100. And we could factor that in if we really wanted to put this whole thing divided by 100 on the right side. That way we know to multiply by 100, but that's not necessary here. So this means that the score of 9, or datum point 9, is above the 67% of the data. So yeah, what percentile means to say is how much of the data falls below any one of these points. Does that make sense? So if we want to know 10, we'd have to do the same formula and we find out how much of the data is below 10. Yeah, that about covers that up. Other than this little tidbit of information, so datum is one piece of data and data is a collection of datum. So it's just a little plural singular there for data and datum.